Hey there. Today, I want to talk to you about the inconsistencies of the use of direct energy weapons and gangstalking. So, when I was getting gangstalked, I experienced what many of you could possibly interpret as direct energy weapons. Some of the things that I felt was beams of energy um, producing heat, and they were just like moving balls of energy around my body. Also, I felt that the energy raped me. Um, I enjoyed that, however. Also, I also felt like, how do you say this? I also felt this energy just hurt me, literally, just like a sharp beam of pain. And I perceived this as beams because I thought I knew that it was direct energy weapons. Now, following that, as I went deeper into the gang stalking, the it changed from a beam to a being which began like engulfing, like a cloud of energy that were just engulfing my body. And additionally, it stabbed me. Also, when I thought of a cat and I was feeling the beams of energy or the energy, it transformed into a cat. Then it transformed into, when I was feeling the pain under my foot, it transformed into whatever sharp object I imagined. So I remember I was sitting on my seat on my bed in the homeless shelter, and freaking I just felt like it was just, how do you say, almost I felt like if there was a something like a magnetic force pulling my toenail away, and I remember I was touching my foot to see if I could feel something, but there was nothing. And I thought to myself, I'm getting tortured and there is no evidence. It's not leaving any evidence. It feels like I'm getting stabbed. I'm getting my toes sewed together, and by this invisible freaking thread and needle, and I'm suffering a lot, and there is nothing I can do about it. So also, when I was sleeping, or well, also these direct energy weapons, air quotes, they become so intense that they wake you up. And also, there were times where I was just sitting down, and then I was trying to focus on something, and it would tap me to it would interrupt me. It would mimic the behavior of the gang stalkers. Also, it would literally, I would feel like there is like a needle, and then it would literally just sew through all my toes, like be really 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 fast, like furiously, through all my toes, and then my fingers too. And then it would just pull the thread, and I would feel the thread just go in between my skin, and I would just feel the thread just like it was awful. So now, that was that. Now, this, well, I'm gonna elaborate a little bit more. So this shadow, it would pretty much, I feel like it would feel like it would be yanking on my head, suddenly. And there were times in the beginning we used to communicate. So like it would shake yes and as affirmative, and then it will shake no as negative. Like, um, when I felt dirty, the this this how do I say this? There was a time where I felt dirty, and in many aspects, and this shadow was teaching me how to shower. So I think I was hearing auditory hallucinations, because I would be like um like showering, and I do not follow any particular order. So I would start with, I don't know, like my groin, and then I would hear the hallucinations. Ew. And then I asked the thing, do you want me to start with my hair? And then it would move as in yes. And then I did my hair, and then and then I said my chest, and then it would say yes, and then my back yes. So and then it said no. It literally taught me the order of how I should shower, but I already knew that. But I guess I was just codependent on the approval of the shadow, or of the direct energy weapon, say demon, whatever you want to call it, at that point, that I would have these conversations with it. Also, it would tap me on an affirmative. So like one time, this is going to be kind of disgusting, but I'm going to share this with you. When I was getting raped by this shadow, I thought to myself, this is going to sound disgusting, all right? So, but this is me using drugs. So, and I literally thought to myself, I told to the shadow, like, it would feel nice if you pull out a fart. I know it's gross, and you would fuck me with it, and just pull it up and pull it in, push it in and pull it out. And I know that's disgusting. And then it literally began doing that. Like, I felt it, and then I asked it, was it your idea? And then it tapped me as saying yes. So a lot of these things that are really hard to share with you guys. About me sexually, I love sex. In many ways, shapes, and forms. I wouldn't do anything that is. I'm not a pedophile. I do not like children. I do not like animals. I do not like any of that. Actually, I have to tell you something. There was a time where they were pushing dogs on me. I will tell you that story in another video, but that was freaking insane. Now, so so where was I? Oh, so that's how I would communicate with this energy, and so how you have that internal monologue. So the internal monologue became my internal monologue. I gave it the attributes of Gangstalker. So I had no internal monologue for a while, and I only, instead of speaking to my internal monologue, I was speaking to the Gangstalkers. Now, okay, so first, now we're gonna start thinking logically. All right, the inconsistencies about direct energy weapons. So, first, if gangstalkers want to finish with you, right? They could have pushed the toothaches, the stabbing, the sewing of my limbs, the blades, the sandpaper, the voices, everything as hard as possible, and they would be finished with me in 1 week. That's how intense that was. I would have gone completely insane, and I would have put myself in a freaking mental hospital. I would just be in my bed, and if I was a gangstalker and I had direct energy weapons, that's all I would have to do. I wouldn't have to do this crazy ass freaking conspiracy thing. I would just pull the trigger, activate the direct energy weapon on that person, max speed, max volume, max power for a week, and I would be done. That's all they would have to do if those existed. Why am I still here? Why am I telling you this? So if direct energy weapons were a thing, you wouldn't hear about them, because all they would have to do is to point the thing or turn it on and use it continuously on a person all day, every day, 24/7 for a week, a month, however long it takes. But I was in the shelter for 1 year, in that entire year, I felt the direct energy weapons. And they disappeared now that I'm out. Why? It makes no sense. It makes no sense that someone has such powerful weapons, yet they decided, oh, we're not going to use them on that person anymore. You know why not? Because they can't. Because direct energy weapons don't exist. I still have this sensation on my foot. I have it everywhere I go. Whenever I'm sitting down, I'm having it right now. And I've had it for more than a year. I felt like my body was shaking. You know, I also felt like a intense pain on parts of my body. And if they had the power to do that, they would just have to do that continuously 24/7 for a whole month, and that would be done. It would be easy. Why would you give any targeted individual the opportunity to talk about that after they've experienced it? They wouldn't. It makes no sense for someone to have that type of power and not use it to its full potential, to get rid of that person, to take it directly to the asylum and have the freaking possibility of that person coming out and talking about it. They want you to think that they have direct energy weapons, that they have technology, but they don't. There's only whistleblowers. There's only freaking theories, but there is no concrete evidence. It's only theorization. It's only assumptions. And you know why they assume that? Because that's exactly what it feels like. It feels like if they had that technology, you know, but they don't. If when I was feeling those sensations, I would have watched one of my videos and someone would tell me, you know what? Your body is producing those sensations. Everyone else is going to try to push this narrative of them having some type of technology to make you crazy, to make you schizophrenic. Now, who would you think is crazier? Someone who believes with their full conviction that there's this freaking operation, whatever, psyop that wants to destroy you, that has direct energy weapons against you, and everyone is involved, or that someone is making you see things by manipulating you, by making you tired, by pulling you in a certain aspect, in a certain position. You feel something new because you experienced something that was new. Your nervous system was pulled in every single direction except to the center for an extended period of time, and they switch your perceptions to believing that people wearing red are following you. Headlights are a sign that they're following you. Those things have always been there, but you never paid attention because they had no meaning. When my gangstalking was like in more intense and I would get a cramp on my foot, I'd be there using the direct energy weapons on my feet to give me a cramp. But no, I lift a lot of weights. And freaking, I am bound to get cramps. It's normal to get cramps. What is not normal is to believe that there's someone using direct energy weapons to feel these sensations. But guess what? You have been put under extremely insane, absurd, and brutal amounts of anxiety for prolonged periods of time. And do you think that your body's going to be like, whatever? No. Your body's going to have a response to this. And guess what? Gangstalkers know that whenever you shake your foot, you're whatever, that the pain is going to go away. That's why if they had control of that, they would have just not even care, because they would just be pushing that thing, that direct energy weapon 24/7, regardless of whether I shake my foot or not. The reason I'm here and I'm talking to you about this, is because the narrative of their being direct energy weapons is false. If they had them, no one would even know about them. Why do you think gangstalkers and random people on the internet who are parts of it keep pushing this narrative? All of a sudden, everyone is an expert on gangstalking and direct energy weapons. All of a sudden, everyone is pushing this narrative. Why? Because they want the targets to believe that such BS exists. But I'm telling you, it does not. It doesn't. Why? The only possibility that you feel the direct energy weapons wherever you go is because your body is producing these sensations. It makes no sense for anyone to have that type of power and then just stop using it without finishing the job. That's all I have to say. There are no such things as direct energy weapons being used on targeted individuals. People that are gangstalkers are pushing this narrative because they want you to be schizophrenic. And I'm here telling you the truth. That it is a sensation produced by your body. If they had such power, you would have never heard about this. No TI would have survived. Because I know how intense and how painful that can be. And if anyone had such power, they would have just pushed those energy weapons on me day after day at full power to such an extent that I would not be able to function. And I would have turned myself in to a freaking asylum. I would have done that myself, because if that's what they want, I would give them what they want. Because that was unbearable. Well, I managed to bear it just a little bit, but it wasn't beyond painful. All right? So, regardless of what anyone says, of whatever your comment says, whatever whistleblower, I am telling you the truth. I know that it's the truth. Because if any government agency or group of people with endless amount of money and access to direct energy weapons wanted to destroy me, they would have done it already. Get that in your head. There is no such thing as direct energy weapons. We wouldn't be having this conversation right now. That's all I have to say for today. Bye.